this time.
Brothers and sisters, there is a time for everything under the heavens. A time to poet and a time to speak, a time to believe and a time to live, a time to learn and a time to wonder. And today is a time to learn. So, yes, as you read by that title, I will be redefining success as a creative person, and I want to talk to you guys about my gap year goals. So, I recently graduated, period. Clap it up for your
girl. I love my H in front of my B in front of my C in front of my U. I love my HBCU.
period. So, I'm very excited to have graduated. However, I looked at a lot of people's faces when I said I was going to take a gap year, and it came as a shock to many people, and honestly, it came as a shock to myself as well, and we're going to talk about that. So, growing up, I was an honor student all throughout school. I was in the gifted program from elementary to middle school. And in high school, I graduated top 10% of my class, went on to get a full ride to college. I went to college, graduated summa cum laude, and I studied abroad. I learned a new language. I made friends. I was president of a lot of different organizations on campus. Like, I was doing a lot. But when you're doing a lot, it's a lot of behind the scenes work that people don't see that you're doing, because on top of these classes I have these meetings, and on top of meetings I have an internship, on top of an internship I had a job, and on top of this job I have to navigate family dynamics as well as friendships, as well as everyday things that other people are navigating as well. And I'm not complaining about any of that, but I feel like a lot of times that's not really taken into account. And just to expound upon this a little bit more, the workforce really sees their employees as expendable and therefore replaceable, so they really don't extend any grace to employees, to managers, to anybody. So God forbid you have a death in the family, God forbid you're on the funeral planning committee and you only have 2 days of bereavement to use. This is what happens when our society thrives upon hustle culture. This is not something that comes out of nowhere. This is something that is taught, especially with compulsory schooling being the main form of education in this country. And we have things such as truancy laws that really attack marginalized communities and never ever take into account the lived experiences and the lives that the students may be living. And I'm not saying that we as people should stop coming to work on time or stop showing up at all or stop sending our kids to school and just forgetting about the truancy laws. What I'm saying is we should do none of these things so that grace may abound, by no means. However, this is no longer a system I want to buy into. Hustling every single day for pennies and working overtime at thankless jobs, seeing our coworkers more than we see our own family. These things all lead to faster rates of burnout, and I just want to bring awareness of that today in today's video. As far as redefining success, it really took me a long time to even allow myself to take this gap year, to be honest, because I saw a gap year honestly as a failure, as me giving up. Like, what is this break for? Why is it necessary? These are the questions that I would have to ask myself. And also, I saw a lot of people defining success as something tangible, defining success as something recognizable and something that requires recognition. So, a lot of my friends who were pre-law undergraduate students, they maybe took a gap year in between that and law school to better their LSAT score, or some of my people who worked in the healthcare field, their undergraduate degree was maybe in nursing or bio or chem or whatever, and before they went into the medical field they took some time to grow and experience in that healthcare field, whether in a clinic, whether in a hospital, whether in a nursing home, etc. And I'm here to tell you all, this gap year is nothing like that. This is nothing like that. And it's not to knock any of those professions. It's really just to let people know that other professions exist and other professions are important as well, especially as someone who deeply values the arts and culture and humanity um majors. Like, y'all, we matter too. And I will say, for a long time, there was a battle internally, mentally even, between, can I take this gap year? What does this say about me that I have failed? That this will be the definition of my failure. And even realizing the toxic culture of college, how it insinuates a hustle culture that is very American in and of itself, that you always need to be doing something, and while you're doing that thing, you need to be thinking about the next thing that you're going to do, and after you do that next thing, there's something else you need to do on top of that, because you can't be still. Being still is the devil. Like, I don't know. I really don't know why people. While I do understand what the quote, idle hands are the devil's workshop, means, I also believe that what I'm saying now is a question about perception. People always need to be seen doing things. So at the base, we have a lot of different people who are working different jobs and are getting into different majors if they are students in humanitarian fields or the helping professions. And these jobs are deemed as low paying jobs and therefore not worth it to do them. So this is the base that we're starting with, and on top of that, if you finish the degree or finish the diploma and then you state that you would like to take a break, it's almost as if people feel swindled by you, swindled that you've taken away living vicariously through you. And because they haven't seen good things that were good, being very subjective there, good can mean anything, but mainly from a selfish ambition standpoint, they haven't seen good things from a gap year, then they would demonize it because they lack faith of what you can do and specifically what God can do through you. So when it comes to this, there is a difference between someone resting with purpose and resting with intention and someone who is just unproductive. So I'm just here to encourage you today. If you feel led to consult God on your gap year, if you feel led to obey the Spirit and take the break and take the time to pray and to let God direct your next steps and establish your plans in life, then definitely do it. Because woe to the man who feels the Spirit tugging on his heart to take a break, but for fear of being seen as less than, he continues on, and it isn't until he's 50 that he realizes he regrets the choice he made. I think if I had to guess why people don't allow themselves time to rest or time to heal or time to process, it might be generational. Maybe that's not something that's really seen as a good thing in their family, and so they grew up to believe that same thing. But yeah, I really realized this in college because some college cultures are different than others. Others may be really collaborative while some may be very competitive. And if you're coming from a very competitive college, you may be subject to comparison and you may be subject to feelings of jealousy, like, why am I behind when I see everybody else post their things on Instagram or even LinkedIn? Jesus, everybody posting on LinkedIn all at the same time, and you feel like you have nothing to post, so you feel less than. And I'll tell you, growing up as an honor student all the time, I really realized how many honor students were mediocre. That's the truth. I'm not subtracting myself from the equation, but I'm saying that a lot of times we'd be in class And I'm like, why doesn't anybody else know what's going on in class? We're here in class together. And I feel like a lot of the tools, dare I say, a lot of these quote unquote tools have been used out of context and have facilitated a massive brain rot of society. People aren't using their brains like they're used to. They're not reading books like they're used to. They're not really appreciating information and ideas like they used to. A lot of people are conforming, and we see carbon copies of people, and that's not something I'm interested in. That's not something I'm interested in doing. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about, if you're taking a gap year, it's okay. I am here to let you know whether or not your parents support you, whether or not your friends support you, whether or not your church members support you. I support you. If you have talked to God, if you have been aligned with the Holy Spirit, like, hey, I need you to be obedient in this season of your life, and that season requires rest, and that season requires you to think about the next step that God has for you, then do that, because that's what I'm doing. Going back to what I said in the beginning, I know a lot of people are taking gap years for a lot of different reasons. And I was talking to my friend who's also taking a gap year here in Memphis about why she decided to and what allowed her to. And we really got on the same page about certain things, because in our senior year of high school, we were on COVID lockdown still. So, like, the half of my junior year was online, and the entirety of my senior year of high school was online as well. So, dealing with that, also grieving two important losses in my immediate family. And then, by the grace of God, I do secure a full ride to a school in New Orleans. And y'all know what New Orleans is known for. Of course, my first semester hurricane. We had to go back home. Now I'm back here in Memphis. Now I've then came back to Memphis, and I found out my mom was sick. She's sick actively as I'm coming back with long COVID. So it takes her a while to recover. And honestly, I don't know if you guys have experienced this or someone in your family has experienced this, but symptoms of long COVID are still actively plaguing people as we speak. I know a lot of people who believe that the pandemic is over, and while the brunt of it seems to be over, a lot of these symptoms and side effects are still affecting people. So, yeah, that's happening, and all at the same time. I'm still trying to learn. I'm still trying to get an education. I'm still trying to get a degree on top of the millions of other things that I'm doing. I'm applying for overseas programs. I'm applying for all of these different internships and opportunities and postable things for my LinkedIn. And I really sat back and thought about it for a second. Where is the balance? Where is the balance? I don't believe that balance is achievable if your definition of success is tangible. If your definition of success is built upon prosperity gospel, I don't believe that you will achieve the balance that you are so desperately needing and accepting. So once I started redefining success for myself and building it on a foundation of gratitude and humility, and really just in awe of the wonders of God, how He can do anything increasingly and abundantly, how I don't need to be everything and go everywhere and do everything for other people to be seen by them and to be praised by them, and or even to prove something to myself. Once I really sat in that, I realized I am already enough. And that sounds like a question, because that's what it was at that time. I'm already enough? I've been enough this whole time? Are you sure? it was really very much an eye-opening experience, because it's not something I had thought about before. But I will say my semester abroad specifically in Chile, really helped me a lot because I saw people leading slower lives. And here in America, everything's boom, 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 fast, 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 rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race, all the time. And it's like, if you're not doing anything, then you're seen as lazy. You're seen as someone who doesn't want it. You're seen as somebody who is content in their lower class, basically. And this is something I've never agreed with, but I had never experienced anything different. So I was thankful to get the chance to go and see other people leading slower lives and seemingly happier lives while not having as much as I did, while not having as much as people around me here in the States do. And it hit me that it's because of their foundation of gratitude and humility. And I thought to myself, we've had it all wrong. We've had it wrong the whole time. So without further ado, I'm going to get into 10 different things, y'all. 10 different goals that I have planned for this gap year. So today is July 2025. I'm not sure how long the gap year will last, to be honest. People warned me. They were like, oh, I don't know about taking a break. Once you take a break, it's really hard to go back and all of this. But yeah, we will see. Maybe it'll be a year, maybe it'll be 2 years. I will update you guys, of course. But the number one thing on my list, I have my handy dandy notebook, of course. The number one thing is to read the Bible in 6 months. So throughout my college journey, I found myself really honing my faith in and really trying to understand who God is and the purpose that He has for my life. And I realized that the more I read the Bible, the more things became clear. And specifically for those people who are struggling with success being tangible, with the expectations that other people have upon you, I really suggest that you guys read the book of Ecclesiastes. A lot of people misconstrue the book as nihilism, that nothing in life matters, so why even try? But that's not what the book is saying at its core. It's really allowing people to recognize that the degree, the car, the house, the money, the kids, all of these things that we believe will bring us pleasure, that we believe will bring us wisdom, none of it truly matters without God, without fearing God, without respecting Him, without keeping His commands, without reverencing obedience rather than sacrifice. So yeah, I'm currently on the plan of reading the Bible within 6 months on the YouVersion Bible app, and it's been going decently well, swimmingly. Yeah, I will definitely update you guys a month to month. Well, I will try to update you guys month to month as I finish a month in the series. Number two is to read a book a month. So I have also been on a literacy journey trying to get back into reading physical books. While I do appreciate a good audiobook here and there, it's really something about a physical book and highlighting the words and writing notes in the margin. I'm an annotator, and I really appreciate analog annotation. So physical book is one of my favorite things to read. The book I have here is the book I'm reading for the month of July. It's called Dear Manny, and I got this book free at the New Orleans Book Festival at Bowen and Co. last semester, so like a few months ago. And y'all, this book has been really good. I'm on page, what is it, 186, and it's around 200 pages or so in the book. I've been eating it up. I've been reading at night with my little nightlight, feeling good. Yeah, I really recommend this book to, honestly, white people. Honestly, white people who do not see their privilege in their skin, who do not recognize the clear advantages they have over other races and other minorities. This is the book for you. So, yeah, I appreciate her writing this book. It is mistake after mistake, misunderstanding after misunderstanding, but it goes to show the continual and ongoing work that is needed when it comes to racial divides. Okay, so the third thing that I will be doing this gap year is learning a new memory verse every month. So for the month of June, my gap year officially started this month in July, but I went ahead and learned a memory verse for the month of June, which was Psalm 1. And then for the month of July, I learned Ecclesiastes 3. And I think for August, I want to learn 1 Corinthians 13, the love verses. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what those verses have in store for me. I really value the power of scripture and meditating on it and writing it on your heart so that you do not sin against God. And I really love how scripture can bring to remembrance the different things that God has brought you out of so that you can always remember how He was there for you and how He can be with you in a time where you don't feel His presence. Okay, so now number 4. When it comes to number 4, I wrote down to apply to at least 2 post-grad programs. And a lot of people may have me confused when it comes to master's degrees and master's programs. So I did apply to 3 different programs and I got into all 3 programs. So it wasn't that I didn't have a plan of post-grad after college. It was more so once I got in, I felt the Holy Spirit tugging on my heart to take a gap year. And again, I'm battling with Him back and forth like, hey, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's for me, but I know it was Him because it didn't make sense. Because I needed faith in order to understand it. I needed faith, the assurance and the confidence of things not yet seen, and the assurance of things that I don't. Ugh, messed that verse up. Okay, Hebrews 11:1. I needed faith, which is the confidence in things hoped for, the assurance of things not yet seen. I couldn't see a path, a world where I needed a gap year and it would be beneficial to me. And this will be something that I'm proud of doing. I didn't see that, so I really needed faith in order to recognize that this is what He has for me. Now I do plan to apply to 2 programs just to see what else I could do, because I am thinking about I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I'm thinking about changing the direction I want to go in. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I need to read up on Fulbright just because I do believe people in power are changing certain things, but I would like to be a Fulbright scholar. So we'll see how that goes. The next thing is to achieve a B level in French. So I'm currently fluent in Spanish, and that took a lot. That took a lot of preparation, a lot of grammar learning, but a lot of conversations with people actively to have them correct me and to have me know the different modalities and modismos to use when I'm talking to certain people from certain countries. When it comes to French, that's something I need to get on that. I need to get on that. But y'all, I'm trying to use Lingoda. Lingoda, they charging out the wazoo. Like, what? I ain't got no money. I'm unemployed at this point. So yeah, I don't know about that. They talking about $500. I ain't get it. So we gonna do something else. I will update you guys on my French learning journey as well. So the next thing after learning French will be to upload 10 videos to YouTube. So I have started YouTube and stopped YouTube. For as long as I can remember, I have been making a channel and deleting a channel. So I really want to be more consistent with this channel, Journey with Bree, because I believe that I am on a lot of different journeys in my life, and I would love to showcase that because I know that there are a lot of people out there like me who are also multifaceted and are juggling multi-passions and are a multi-potential, like And I really want to pour into those people because I feel like a lot of times we are forced to make a choice between what we want to do, which things we need to do, when I believe we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Oh, again, I want to make 10 videos on YouTube by May 26th. No, yeah, May 2026. Now, the next thing, the seventh thing I believe, is to write 5 new poems by May 2026. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am indeed a poet. So, I have written a lot of different poets about the plight of the African American. I've written some poems about what it means to be the strong friend and not really having people to check on you. I've written a poem about imposter syndrome, a lot of different things. And it takes me a while. It takes me a good minute to write those poems, especially the ones about God and about my faith journey. So I hope I can write 5. I'm not really going to beat myself up if I don't, because a lot of my poems are more intense. They require a lot of digestion for me to even write. So, yeah, I'm gonna give myself grace about that, but I would like to write 5 new ones. Okay, so the 8th thing I have on here is to create a routine of prayer and fasting. Now, these two things for me, they go hand in hand. And I realized in one of my farthest seasons away from God, I wasn't fasting at all. I wasn't praying with both faith and humility. Faith in the fact that God can do all things, that He can do anything. And whether or not I see it or not doesn't mean that He's not working on it, but also humility in the fact that if God doesn't bring me exactly what I asked for, that's okay, because I have faith and I'm humble enough to recognize that it's not my will that needs to be done, but it's His will that needs to prevail in the end. So, yeah, fasting from people, fasting from shows, fasting from different media entertainment outlets, fasting from social media here and there, really just surrendering all that I am, my fleshly desires, to God and allowing His Spirit to live in me. So, the ninth thing is to call at least one friend a week. Now, I have had moments of isolation. For those of you who don't know, I am an only child. So I've had different moments of isolation when it comes to certain friendships, when it comes to me rethinking my friendships and who's actually my friend and all of these different things. In that moment, I wasn't really talking to many people, and sometimes I won't respond to texts and all of this, but I really value community at this point in my life, so I would like to make the effort. I realized in those seasons I wasn't making any effort to be a friend, so I was wondering like, oh, why isn't anybody my friend? But it has to be mutual effort, or other people will feel like it's one-sided when it was. So making an effort to go places with other people and to talk to them and to ask deeper questions to get to know them on more than just a surface level. So, talking to at least one friend a week, I feel like that would be great to really pour into me. Now, I have been known to be an introvert at times. I identify more as an ambivert now, but I do need my time to recharge still. So once a week, that's good enough for me. Now, the last thing on this list is to get my screen time down to 6 hours a day. This won't be as hard as it has been in the past. I've deleted a whole bunch of apps off my phone because I'm really trying to get back into reading and to studying and to researching more than spending all my time scrolling. So, yeah, procrastination, I really want to put that behind me and move forward with my life. So, as far as screen time, I have set up different apps on my phone to have timers. But the thing about me is, when the timer pop up, I be pressing ignore for the day. Oh, let me get 15 more minutes. Oh, one more minute, please, please, please. So, I need discipline, y'all. I gotta discipline myself. So, that's something I want to work on in this next season of this gap year. All right, that's about it for right now. I know this video isn't what many people expected. I'm sure they expected me to say something very wise and profound and very academic, but that's not, I won't say that's not me. That's not all I want to be. That's not all that I am. Yeah, so I want to encourage those people who struggle a little bit to allow themselves to take a break. Maybe a gap year isn't what you need. Maybe you just need a break. Maybe you just need rest. I want to encourage you guys that if you do take a break, it's okay. It really is. And there will be people around you who may question you, but I want you to hold strong to what you know. I want you to hold strong and steadfast to the purpose that God has on your life. If God has told you something by yourself that only you know and other people are questioning it, do not question God, because what he said will never come back void. So yeah, I have had to deal with a lot of different things with people looking at me crazy because I have always been an honor student. They've always known me to do certain things. So me, quote unquote, not doing anything from their eyes looks bad. So people have asked me, oh, you just sit at home all day? Or I've had other people to ask, so what is it that you're exactly doing? Or people have flat out asked me, oh, you just gave up. Oh, are you giving up? So what is this about? And this question can be daunting. It really can be. Always being asked, so what are you going to do now? But I want people to realize that this question is always being asked, whether you've achieved a thing or whether you haven't. Because if you achieved it, once I graduated from high school, okay, what are you gonna do now? Okay, college. Okay, you're in college, so you can use that as an excuse when you come back home and come to church like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm studying. Now that you're studying, you got something you can say back. And now after that, now you graduated college, and now people coming up to you, so what you gonna do now? So what you gonna do now? And once you do that thing, what you gonna do after that? And next thing you know, you being asked about marriage and kids at 18. At 18, y'all. When will it stop? When will it end? All so you can say these things for people so they can approve it themselves, so they can feel justified in how they feel about you. It's ridiculous, and I no longer want to participate in it. I no longer want to sacrifice for it. I'm done. I am done with this. That's the only thing I'm done with. I'm done with this attitude, this hustle culture, this rat race. I'm done. Yeah, I feel like that's everything. Read the description. There is a song in the description by Joey Kennedy that I feel like will really resonate with people and the viewers of this video. Yeah, so without further ado, grace and peace, peace and mercy and truth for each and every one of you. And always remember to be open-hearted, open-minded, and open-handed to both God and others. Have a great day.
Good to know you're by my side, holding me up.